song mentor. Well, I'm not sure about you, but I can add cross country to the list of my endeavors in high school. Cross country running, that is. And that was actually the birthplace of today's relaxed selection, Against the Wind. It goes back to Bob Seger's days as a cross country runner in high school. Of course, the song is really about facing up to adversity, walking into a headwind, if you like, and keeping your integrity intact. Interestingly enough, Glenn Frey of the Eagles sang backup vocals on this track, and it was the #1 selling track in the 1980 album of the same name. Here's Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Against the Wind. All right, Against the Wind is a beautiful piano piece that I've adapted here to acoustic guitar, taken the chording and turned it into what I think is a nice, easy campfire version of this song. There are a few chords, but they're not difficult. Only one bar chord in this selection. So here are the chords you're going to need. You're going to need an open G chord. And then, just to give you this now, we're just going to take the two notes there at the top of the G chord, and I'm using fingers 2, 3, and 4 here. And we're just going to move that into a C chord formation, from the G to a C, but we're going to keep the pinky here. And I'm going to use that a couple times in the song. I'm just going to call it a super C. There's the G, the super C. You need a regular C chord as well. Just a regular open C chord. A B minor bar chord. An open D chord. And then we're going to sus that, so I sus it, sus 4 actually, by just flattening out the third finger to include that G note right there. Just sus a couple of those D chords in the song. An E minor and an A minor chord. So again, just to review, we got the open G, change that to a super C just by moving those up, a B minor, an open C chord, open D chord with a sus, E minor, and an A minor. And it's really how we rhythmically put all those chords together that makes this song. I have to say this is going to be an easy lesson. The most difficult thing I think you're going to find, and I find with this lesson, is the vocal phrasing. Bob Seger is a master at that, delivering lines in a very emotional way and in a very untimely way at times. So we're not going to get that perfectly, but I think the secret there is to deliver the lyrics the way you feel them, and then they'll come out just fine. So let's move on, and we'll talk about how to intro Against the Wind. Well, the intro is a lot of piano work based around a G chord on the piano, and so what we're going to do is use that G and that super C and a few little picked notes and come up with an adaptation of something that I think will work well. Okay, so we're strumming. Strums on a G, a strum, rest, strum, strum. And for that little section, all I'm doing is on and off, hammering on and off the C chord, the super C chord. So this is still here. And this just means that when I'm off, it's just an open strum. And then we end up back on the G. And that little pick part is just a... So all moving on the 2nd fret here. Moving from the 4th to the 6th string. So we end up with F sharp G at the end of that little run. Play through that twice, and then once we're through that twice, we're into that regular strumming pattern, which we'll talk about right now. So here's a nice slow motion, close-up look at the right hand for that intro. kick into the regular strumming pattern, which is just going to be a simple pattern like this. Seems like yesterday, it was long ago. Pretty straightforward there. Simple strumming pattern for Against the Wind. All right, let's do a little playthrough of the intro and a verse up to the little transition section into the chorus. Here we go. Seems like yesterday, it was long ago. Jane, it was lovely, she was the queen of my nights. There in the darkness with the radio playing the secrets that we shared, mountains that we moved, caught like a wildfire out of control, till there was nothing left to burn, nothing left to prove. All right, this next little section takes us, is a transition from verse to chorus. And the dynamic changes a little bit, and it's actually kind of a refreshing change. We get single piano chords here, so we're going to replicate that by doing this. Takes us into the chorus. So again, this is very simply E minor, D, G, and we pick up the strumming pattern on the G. Then E minor, C, G, E minor, D, C, an extended C, and finish with a D, D sus, and then into the chorus, G. All right, let's do that with lyrics as a playthrough. 1, 2, 3. And I remember what she said to me, how she swore that it never would end. I remember how she held me oh so tight. Wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then. All right, the last major piece in the puzzle of the song is the chorus, of course. And we're going to begin the strumming with the same strumming pattern we've been using all along. And then when we get to the second half of the chorus, we're going to go to so down, 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 down sort of thing. So here's the chord progression for that, nice and slow for you. Against the wind, we're running against the wind. We were young and strong and we're running against the wind. Okay, so we go from a G to a B minor to a C, back to a G, and then on those double strums we go C, B minor, A minor, C, G, and then back to that little intro bit with the super C. And that'll just take us in to the next section of the song. Let's do a play through the chorus. 1, 2, 3. Against the wind, we're running against the wind. We're young and strong, we're running against Okay, just before we get into a final playthrough of sorts, let's talk about the end of the song. And the song ends with a chorus, and as many songs do, it repeats the final line of the chorus. The difference is the chords change, the chord pattern changes a little bit in that final line. So normally in a chorus, we would play against the wind, I'm still running against the wind, I'm older now, still running against the wind. Now we repeat that line, but we change the chord pattern a little bit. I'm older now, but still running against the wind, against the wind. Okay, so we went straight from the B minor there. Instead of going to A minor and C, we went straight from the B minor to an open D chord, and I used that straight driving down strumming and also a building of dynamics there. Against the wind. And this is just my personal choice. I'm going to that super C chord there. You can go to a C if you want, C, G, C, G. The ending is really prolonged. I'm just throwing the super C in there because it's a little bit neater sounding chord when you're on guitar by yourself. Against the wind, against the wind, against the wind, I'm still running against the wind. And of course you can throw little vocal bits in there. You can also decide, totally up to you, how long you take the song at the end. I would go maybe 8 times through that. In the original version, because they've got backup singers and it's gospel-like, piano players going a bit crazy at the end, you can extend that really long, which they did. I would just, cut it off somewhere a little bit shorter than that. Have some fun with the ending, and of course you're just going to probably end. Against the wind. Or create some marvelous ending that isn't simple like that. Okay, so again, that finish. I'm older now, but still running against the wind, against the wind. Well, there's an ending for Against the Wind. All right, well, for our playthrough today, we're going to take it from just before the instrumental section of the song. And all I'm going to do there is just play through the verse section once through, like a double verse sort of thing. And then when we come back into the little bridge section, and then get into the final chorus of the song, which we just learned with an ending. So we'll go from the second last chorus of the song. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Against the wind, a little something against the wind, I find myself seeking shelter against the wind. Well, those drifted days are past me now. I've got so much more to think about. Deadlines and commitments, what to leave in, what to leave out. Against the wind, I'm still running against the wind. I'm older now, still running against the wind. Well, I'm older now, but still running against the wind. right fine-tuning for Against the Wind. Well, we've taken a keyboard song and adapted it for guitar, some nice, easy, simple campfire-style strumming. There's a couple sections that require a little bit of a different attack on chording, more of a straight-ahead kind of approach to sections of the song. As far as the instrumental section goes, it would be pretty neat if you had a couple of players and somebody just played through the chords, the verse as I did there, and you or your buddy there picked out just a nice simple pick out the melody kind of accompaniment to that instrumental section. Hey, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, a top song from 1980, Running Against the Wind. We'll see you next time on Song Mentor.